Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. I'm back in Florida now after a handful of videos from my trip up north. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm heading up to Daytona to pick up a handful of items from Best Buy. Figured I'd get a replacement mount. Hopefully it'll fit on the handlebars here. They're a little bit fat, but I know it'll fit on my Crashbar, so it'll give me another angle and view for the videos as I make them. Coming up here on the right will be the Daytona Motor Speedway shortly, just past this traffic light. This coming Saturday, alright, get out of the way. This coming Saturday, I'll be heading there for, I think it's considered a replay of the 400 that got canceled out. There it is right over there. As you can see, that's the main grandstand for the Daytona International Speedway. But my younger daughter and her boyfriend are coming over, and we're gonna meet up and go to the race Saturday the 29th, I believe it is. But today, like I was saying, I'm heading to Best Buy here on International Speedway Boulevard to go grab a handful of things that I ordered online. Time when I come up here to Daytona, I'll take Williamson Boulevard, which is on the west side, just immediately east of Interstate 95, because it's a lot more of a pleasant drive than driving through town, catching every light and every knucklehead. Mask as usual. Man, look at that pretty bike. Holy crap, look at that thing. Alright, I got a replacement for this thing. Tripod combo kind of thing. And I got this little thing here to mount on my bars. Little clip. And I got this here to it's almost like a chip, like a potato chip or a crisps bag clip, and you can just clip it onto anything. I think it's got a magnet on it too. So I got that. Got those three items. So we'll go ahead and put two of these back and throw them in the bag, or in the in the saddle bag. I'll go ahead and pop this out. Mount it up. Alright, so I got this mounted on here, and if I had a base with me, which I don't, I could take my camera out, put a base on it, and slide it right in here like that, and then press down on this, and swivel the top around, a little directional thingy. So, anyway, That's the main thing that I wanted, because I lost my other one. Either that or it got stolen. But anyway, it fits on there pretty good. It'll jiggle loose probably, but I can make it bigger and put it up on the handlebars. So that's the main thing that I really came for. The other two items are just kind of like, yeah, I'll get those too. You know, because one of them was broke. But I'll go ahead and take this off for now. And I'll go ahead and just toss it in here and hit the road. That's the visitor center over there for the Speedway, gift shop and all that. And the two tunnels over there right near that flag just to the right of it to get into the infield. Go ahead and take a left back on Williamson off of Midway. Midway runs between the Speedway, as you could see, and the Daytona Airport runway. Oh, hey, by the way, just popped into my head. I just wanted to thank a couple people that offered to give me some poker chips, because I had posted a picture of a bunch of them that I had on my Instagram thing. And although I appreciate the offer, when I get these poker chips, I get them when I'm out traveling around, so it's kind of like a memento of my travels as opposed to just collecting them. So it would be kind of like cheating, you know, if I got a bunch from somebody and put them in a frame or whatever. So, but I do appreciate the offer. Right now I'm on Williamson Boulevard heading south from Daytona down towards Port Orange. As you can see, it's a lot more pleasant ride than riding around in town, stopping at every red light. And right now we're passing over I-95 down there. I imagine in 10 years or so a lot of this will all be developed, because a lot of it's been developed in the last 10 or 20 years. I've been down here since the late 1980s, and there's been a ton of development since I've been here. wasn't even, I don't think was connected when I moved here, or if it had been, it was basically just this road and nothing like the developments down there and up here and the, what do you call it, the Pavilion, which is a big shopping center coming up on the left. None of that was here when I moved to the area. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. Spent my first 18 years living within about 10 miles of the Washington, D.C. border in Maryland. And when I got off of active duty, I moved down here, active duty Army. And I've been down here ever since. And considering that I'm getting to be an old fart, that's been quite a while. But there's a, I can't see it because of all the bushes, but there's a real big development over there. Shopping development. And there's some new apartments over there. Of course, I don't know who they think is going to live in some of these apartments because they're pretty high priced for people that live and work here. My guess is a lot of the people are commuting to Orlando, but either that or they're just house poor, or not house poor, but apartment poor. I've had people ask me, send me emails, and ask me in the comments and on Facebook and Instagram about moving to this area, the Daytona, greater Daytona area. And first thing on my mind would be to tell people, do your research. If you're retiring to move down here, definitely do your research. And the more skills you have and the better resume you have, if you're a working person still, the better, because you don't make a lot of money down here doing regular grunt work kind of jobs. It's Florida, so you're not going to get paid what you were getting paid in a place like, say, New York State or Massachusetts or, you know, Michigan or something like that. So, but the one positive thing is there's no sales tax, or excuse me, not sales tax, there's no income tax on your earnings down here. So there's not that state tax line on your deductions and your payroll deductions on your check if you're still working for a living. So that's a positive, but there's a lot of other things, like if you're buying a house, there's property tax, obviously. So just definitely do your research. Don't come down here with no job and thinking that it's a big vacation, because even though this is a vacation spot, you got to earn a living here. You'd be surprised how foolish some people are that come down here and act like they're just going to drop right into a job and everything is going to be peachy. So do your research, have a backup plan, have backup money. Definitely have your ducks in a row, so to speak. I know this is kind of a random video, but when I started doing videos of my travels, some people were like, yeah man, I really enjoyed the travels, but I can't wait till you get back to the Florida stuff. Some of the people were saying it because they visited here a bunch of times. Other people were saying it because they used to live here, and they really enjoyed just seeing how things have changed, or seeing things that haven't changed in the background as I'm putting around town. So I figured I'd just slap together a video of things around the greater Daytona metropolitan area, if you want to call it metropolitan. I'm sure a lot of people who have lived here will kind of chuckle at that one. yeah, like I said, I've lived here for quite a while, and it has its faults, but it's definitely a nice place to be. If I moved away, I know I'd miss it. I think probably the only places I would consider moving to, or if I could ever afford it, buying a small piece of property somewhere, would be up in the mountains of North Georgia. I started going up there for vacations and renting a cabin every once in a great while, but I don't know if I could ever afford to buy up there now, because ever since the recovery from the crash back in around 08, the property values up there have kind of gone through the roof, so I don't know if I can afford that. And then I really like Colorado and the northern part of New Mexico. I'm one of those people that's kind of torn between living near the water and living in the mountains. So yeah, I'm guessing I'll probably never move, but never say never, right? It's a pretty nice place to live. If you're thinking of moving to this area, Port Orange on the south end of town where I live, and Ormond Beach up on the north end of town are probably the safer parts of the county to live in. And if you ever were to decide to move, your property value would definitely be a lot higher. I just live in a little 2-bedroom, 2-bath, tiny little house on the south end of town. I've been there forever. People were telling me when the bubble was about ready to burst, before the big crash in 08, you know, they're like, hey man, you could get a ton of money for your house if you sold it. And I said, well, where am I going to move for the small amount that I'm paying right now for my mortgage? Because I'm all about being frugal. I mean, this motorcycle and buying stuff for my channel is pretty much the only things I squander money on. And you could say, well, it's not squandering because it's your hobby, it's your one of the things you love to do in life that makes life worth living. Having a motorcycle and being able to hit the road and just enjoy it. It's one of those things in life that you just learn to love real quick when you finally get around to doing it. But yeah, I'm a pretty frugal kind of person. So yeah, I didn't move into the big fancy house with a huge mortgage and then lose my rear end when the housing market crashed and everybody was getting foreclosed on. I was like, no, not going to do that, because I like to keep my monthly expenses as small as I can, because you never know when the poop's going to hit the fan like it did. The road I'm on now is called Dunlawton Avenue. This road got really developed since I've been here. There wasn't much from this light west, back behind where I was just at. There wasn't much at all when I first moved here west of this traffic light. And yeah, it's just kind of grown leaps and bounds, and the traffic is horrendous on that road most of the time. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short, and I'd like to thank you all for hanging in there during the times where I'm lean on videos. And if you like the content of the channel, please like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, ride safe, and as always, wear your helmet. Bye-bye.